What's happening, YouTube? I'm FrankDaTank, and today we're diving into the Modern Warfare 2 beta, which has officially arrived. Let's talk about some of the biggest things that stuck out from the first playthrough of the Modern Warfare 2 beta. Right off the rip, it is much slower than Warzone. It's drastically slower. Clunky just does not feel that great. After a while of playing, I will say I kind of settled into it. It started to feel a little bit, more normal, and the speed kind of sped up a little bit just because I was getting used to playing with that. The smoothness and the fast pace aspect that we've been used to with Modern Warfare and Warzone, not there. It's not the big one. Everyone's waiting on slide canceling. Not in the game, right? No. It's there. You can do it. They found a way already. Multiple ways, actually. There's 2 different ways that I know of right now that you can figure out how to slide cancel. I will say this. I love it in Warzone. It's just because I recently just switched back to controller. I've been having a blast. I've liked slide canceling in that, but hey, I'm totally for a great movement system with no slide canceling. Adds, potentially is going to add a bigger skill gap. There's a lot of different things we can see with that. I'm down for something brand new, right? Based off of how the other movement works, I'd rather have it than not have it at this point for how rough the movement actually is and how slow and clunky and everything. But technically, it's not supposed to be in the game. We'll see what they do with it if they patch it to remove the ways that people have found a way or work around it. Sliding in general, it's very slow, very clunky. You can't do anything out of it. It takes forever to go through the whole process. The animation itself, it just feels like you can't get out of the way of anything. It just seems useless, really. I honestly, playing Warzone and then playing this, going from slide canceling to literally I don't want to slide at all. Dolphin dive. I don't even. Number 2, we'll dive into the graphics. Graphics were incredible. I think the game looks amazing. I love what they did with it. I mean, all the maps look really cool. I had a lot of fun on the maps. They play really well. I didn't have any really issues with them. There wasn't a map that I didn't like. And then graphically, it just looks tremendous. So the game really does look awesome. The UI, not my favorite. There's a lot going on. It's kind of confusing and it's weird how it's set up. That would be my only beef with anything graphically, or display wise, I guess. But the gunsmith's really cool. What you're able to do in there. There's definitely, you can see that there's some progress there that needs to be made. But overall, the amount of stuff that we're going to be able to do to the weapons is going to be really, really cool. We're at 5 attachments, which I love instead of having 10. I'm looking at you streamers that have to, put the commands in that have, a paragraph and a half. It's like a book. So we're back to 5. It's awesome, but I like that. It gives a lot of more variety. Not everybody has the same exact build. You might want one part on there, but then you got to sacrifice another thing. I like that aspect to it. It adds variety and it adds, individuality to the builds. Number 3, we'll roll right into it after talking about the gunsmith and the guns. We're talking about gunplay. I liked it a lot. There's a little bit more recoil than you're used to in a normal Call of Duty. A lot more visual recoil as well. Not the biggest fan of the visual recoil aspect of it. Sometimes you're kind of shooting and you're just like, I just got to trust that guy was there. I'm just going to keep shooting, looking for my hit markers. But I do like the recoil. Maybe they could tweak that a little bit, make sure you're just dealing with a little bit more actual recoil control on your sticks than you are visually trying to interpret, where your recoil is going or where the opponent still is. I like that. It creates a skill gap, especially when we get to Warzone. It's not going to be somebody taking a UGM and just posting up with a mount and shooting all the way across the map and just absolutely beaming you. With the gunplay, we'll talk about the time to kill. You die fast, real fast. We saw from COD Next some footage and some people talk about, that was a big thing. They talked about time to kill. From playing, you die fast. And with the reduced movement speed and how slow you were moving around, it is tough to make some big time plays because you're still getting fried, right? You're getting beamed and you're not as quick as you were to be able to make some plays to get out of the way of those shots. You're going to die a lot. Next, let's talk about how that folds into Warzone. From a Warzone perspective, this could be interesting, really. I'm not sure where it goes with what we've seen from COD Next in the small gameplay, the small sample size we've gotten, how the looting works in that game, and how slow the movement in this. It might be rough. We might be moving towards a completely different game. The games are going to be more like a PUBG. It really feels like it's going to be, old school BR. Take a long time to loot up, take a long time to run in a zone. Hopefully you find a vehicle that you can cruise around the map a little bit more, but and get to places a little bit faster, but there's going to be some downtime. And a lot of that's going to be spent looting. The positives that we had with Warzone before, the fast loot, being able to get your stuff immediately, just cruising around, running over stuff to pick it up. that's going to be gone. And with the movement and how the multiplayer feels, that in Warzone could get very, very interesting, not going to lie. Hey, I'm all down for some changes in a new game, but everything that we've seen in Warzone that made it Warzone feels like it's not going to be in there anymore. And from the movement perspective and stuff, if that looting's on top of it, it's going to be interesting, to say the least. I would love to hear more from you guys. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Do me a favor. Make sure to like, subscribe, keep the notifications on for every time I post a video. I'll be getting into the beta. This is day 1 for PC, so we'll be playing the beta all weekend, trying to learn some things, do some different stuff. So we'll see what's happening. Probably have some more game footage for you guys and maybe some different takes. Until next time. Bye!